Respected elders, educationists, language scholars, dear teachers and dear students, welcome. It is my kind request that those who haven't subscribed our channel, Tirukural and Science, may kindly subscribe it. And those who are viewing this channel may kindly take it to your neighbors because the age of this channel is hardly 1 month. And here, elders, teachers, and students, in the last class, we saw the 5 couplets from 21 to 25 under the chapter The Greatness of Ascetics. Today, we are going to see the remaining 5 couplets from 26 to 30 under the chapter The Greatness of Ascetics. These 5 poems are highly rich. Let us see them. Tirukural, comments and explanations on the basis of science and virtue. 5 couplets from 26 to 30. From 26 to 30. The teachers and students and elders, let us see the 26th couplet first. Things hard to do would great men do. Things hard to do would great men do. Things hard to do wouldn't others do. Things hard to do would not others do, wouldn't others do. What is the meaning hidden in this poem? What is the message hidden in this poem? That is, great people would achieve greatest things, greatest rare things, which are very hard to be achieved. Great people would achieve great things which are hard to be achieved. Other people, ordinary people, cannot achieve such hardest things. Great people could achieve great things, great rarest things. Ordinary people cannot achieve such great things. This is the message that this couplet tells us. Let us see the content. Great people would achieve virtuous rare things. Great people would achieve virtuous rare things. This is the core of this. This is the core of this couplet. Let us see the explanation. The great will do things which are morally useful but very difficult to be done. Ordinary people cannot do such rare things, but the people doing rare things should respect virtue and treat others as themselves. Other peoples who are great by achieving rare things should lead a virtuous moral life and respect others who are not so strong mentally as the great ones. And people who are unable to achieve rare things need not bother for that. That is, people who are unable to achieve great things need not bother for that. But they should respect virtue and lead moral living, moral life. are capable of achieving great things, rare things, should respect themselves and others and lead a virtuous and moral life. Likewise, people who are unable to achieve great things need not bother for that, but they should lead a virtuous and moral life. That they could. Here, I would like to cite one thing. That is, by birth, all brains are not having the same kind of strength. The mental strength of man differs from man to man. It is because of nature. So, those who achieves great things, the rare things, may be appreciated, may be praised. But those who are unable to do such great things need not be pushed down, need not be lowered. They also are human beings. Whether great or not, the stomach and the mouth are alike. Whether great or not, the stomach and the mouth are alike. So, great people should respect themselves and also they should respect others. And those who are unable to achieve great things also need not bother about further weakness, but they should respect virtue and lead a moral life. Here I would like to cite another thing. How we could expect virtue and morality from all peoples when there is an unequal economical status among them. All people are not economically equal. There are the haves and the have-nots in the society. The have-nots, the haves, are dominating the have-nots. The poverty of the have-nots compels them to display virtue and morality. As Waldman has cited in chapter 2, the failure of rain might bring drought. That drought brought by the failure of rain might spoil the virtue of people. Because when there is poverty, people of the society will be unable to follow the paths of morality and virtue. So, as the failure of rain creates problems and makes people disobey virtues and morality, the economic status, the unequal economic status of people also would compel them to disobey virtue and morality. It is nature. So, our entire aim should be eradicating the inequality. There is the unequal status of the haves and have-nots. In a virtuous society, there should not be two classes of people. That is, the haves and the have-nots. All should be the haves. There should be no have-nots. That is my intention. So we all should work hard to eliminate and eradicate the existence of the haves and have-nots. Let us do our best to achieve this goal. Let us see the 27th couplet. He who knows the taste, the sight, touching, sound, and smell well can rule the world well. See, he who knows taste, sight, touching, sound, and smell well can rule the world well. What is the hidden meaning of this couplet? What is the message of this couplet? That is, the man who are capable of controlling the mean desires of his five senses. That is, tongue, eye, body, ear, and nose. If a man is capable of controlling the mean desire of these five senses, particularly the mean urges of the body, he could command the entire world. If a man is capable of controlling his five senses, he could command the entire world. He could command the respect of the entire society. Let us see the content. The man ruling his five senses well can command the world well. The man ruling his five senses well can command the world well. Let us see the explanation. If a person perceives rightly the power of taste, sight, touching, sound, and smell, and learns to take them in this way, not by going in their ways, he can command the respect of all in the world. Again, if a person perceives rightly the power of taste, sight, touching, sound, and smell, and learns to take them in this way, that is, he should have the control of, he should have the capacity to control the desires of these five feelings and not becoming a slave to his desires. If he is capable of controlling his desires without becoming a prey to his feelings, then he can command the respect of the entire world. But this is the message of the poem 27th. Let us see the poem. Let us see the couplet again. He who knows the taste, sight, touching, sound, and smell well can rule the world well. The man who is capable of controlling the mean desires of his five senses, particularly his physical urge, he could command the respect of the entire world. Let us see the 28th couplet. The might of those whose word is right, the secret word to the world would show with might. The might of those whose word is right, the secret word to the world would show with might. What is the message of this poem? See, what is the meaning hidden in this couplet? If a man leads a virtuous and moral life, and if he is kind towards all living beings, and works on the righteous path of life, then the entire writings of the world, will extol him. That is, if a man is capable of controlling, if a man is capable of leading a virtuous life, cunning, kindness, loving, I mean, loving kindness and loving all living beings alike. Touch a man, the man who is virtuous and loves all living beings kindly would be extolled by all the writings, by the entire writings of the world. Content, the greatness of virtuous man would be revealed by noble writings. The greatness of virtuous man would be revealed by noble writings. Let us see the explanation. If a man leads a moral life following the paths laid by virtuous writings, that is, if a man leads a moral life following the paths laid by virtuous writings, the great writings of the world will extol him. If a man leads a moral life following the paths laid by virtuous writings, the entire writings, the great writings of the entire world will extol him. That is, great people are longing to see virtuous people guiding the poor mass. That is, great people are longing to see virtuous people guiding the poor mass. All the moral writings of the world greet virtuous people up to the level of the sky. All the moral writings of the world greet virtuous people up to the level of the sky. It is because seeing morally right people is going on diminishing. That is, the strength of moral people, virtuous people, the strength of moral and virtuous people is going down, is diminishing. So great people are longing to see virtuous people. So all the great ladies of the world extol the virtuous men who led a righteous life. Why all great writings of the world extol the virtuous man? Because the life they led is a boon, is an example to be followed by the following generation, by the coming generation, by the future generation. That is why virtuous people are extolled, praised greatly. Now let us see the 29th couplet. It is a beautiful couplet. The wrath of those who stand on the hill of goodness. The wrath of those who stand on the hill of goodness is hard even for an instant to endure with boldness. The wrath of those who stand on the hill of goodness is hard even for an instant to endure with boldness. What is the message of this poem? It is wrath, that is anger, cannot touch people who are great in all respect. Anger cannot touch the great people because the great people are ruled by patience. Great people are ruled entirely by patience. It is patience that rules great people. That is why people are called great, because of their patience. Anger cannot spoil, cannot ruin. Anger cannot ruin such great people. Even if anger touches them sometime, it will get vanished in moment like the lightning. Even if anger touches the great souls, It will disappear like the lightning flash. Here is the message of this poem. The wrath of those who stand at the hill of goodness is hard even for an instant to endure with boldness. Content. Anger cannot exist long in the heart of great people. Anger cannot exist long in the heart of great people. Let us see the explanation. Normally, great people do not get anger. But if they get anger, that would not survive even for a moment. Normally, great people do not get anger. But if they get anger, that would not survive even for a moment. The great are great. The great are great because of overcoming the silly temptation of getting anger. See, the great are great because of overcoming the silly temptation of getting anger. That is why they are called great. That is why they are respected as great. It is because great people are mentally well mature. Great people are mentally well mature. So, anger cannot near them. Even if anger touches them, it cannot prolong. Even if, say, anger cannot near the great people. Even if anger touches them, it cannot prolong. It will disappear in a moment like that lightning flash. But this is the message of the poem. That is, here we have to bear in mind, that is, if you are capable of overcoming anger, not allowing anger, and if we give a strong place for patience in our mind, if we give a strong, good place for patience, then anger cannot near that. When we do not rule anger, when we do not get anger, who will be great? Who will be great? So let us get rid of anger and tender patience as your kind child. You see, let us see that. The wrath of those who stand at the kill of goodness is hard even for an instant to endure with boldness. Anger cannot exist long in the heart of great people. Let us see the 30th couplet of Tirukkural. That is the last one of chapter 3. Those who are virtuous and towards all beings dear. Those who are virtuous and towards all beings dear are proudly known as under with respectful fear. Those who are virtuous and towards all beings dear are proudly known as under with respectful fear. What is the message? That is, naturally it is all right. So, word one says, thus, those who lead a virtuous and moral life, having love, kindness, and sympathy towards all other living beings, including human beings. Those who lead a virtuous and moral life and show kindness, mercy, and sympathy towards all living beings, including man, are known as underners. Are known as underners. Who are underners? In Tamil, underners. That is great people. Underner means great people. That's all. who leads a virtuous moral life and respect all human beings and all living beings with due respect, kindness, and sympathy are called as are known as Andanas. Quote it. People with kindness and virtuous qualities are known as Andanan. People with kindness and virtuous qualities are known as Andanans. Explanation. Persons who are kind and love greatly virtuous qualities. Persons who are kind and love greatly virtuous qualities and abide by them and love all living beings without harming them are known as Andanar. How? Persons who are kind and love greatly virtuous qualities and abide by them and ruled by them and love all living beings without harming them are known as Andanan. That is, people of kindness and virtuous qualities have been termed as Andanan in Tamil. Andanan means a great soul, great people. Andanan means great people. This is the message of the 30th poem. That is, people, people with virtue and morality and kindness and sympathy towards other beings, including human beings, are called the great. That is, Andana. Dear elders, educationists, teachers, and students, now see my comments for the chapter, The Greatness of Ascetics. See my comment. In this chapter, Valluvan describes the necessity of giving up desires of the five senses. Valluvan stresses the necessity of giving up, renouncing the desires of the five senses. He narrates the problem brought because of mean desires of the five senses. What are the problems brought out by the mean desires of the five senses? Here, poet Valluvan wants to tell us that man should control the mean desires of the physique. That is, the urges of the body. It particularly stresses to control, to overcome the mean urges of the body. That is sexual temptation. That is why he cites the mythical fiction of Agaligai and Indiran in the couplet 25. In the couplet, he portrays the picture of Indiran and Agaligai. It is because Indran was punished, even though it is mythic, Indran was punished for his immoral behavior, immoral sexual behavior. So controlling the urges, the mean urges of the body is very, very important regarding human beings, regarding great people. Dear elders and teachers and dear students, trying to give up desires itself is also a desire, isn't it? You see, one says, give up all your desires, desires of the five senses. And now my question is this: desiring, trying to give up all desires itself, trying to give up a desire itself is also a desire, isn't it? So, what one means here is not simply renouncing, giving up all kinds of desires. Only the mean kinds of desires should be thrown away. Noble desires should be cherished. Mean desires should be buried. That is what one wants us. So, what the poet wants to tell us is not renouncing the entire desires of the five senses, but the mean urges of the flesh, mean urges of the flesh, particularly. Respected elders and learned, even if the desire of our sixth sense is virtuous, we need not renounce it because it may bring some light to human life. See, even if the desire of our brain, that is the desire of our sixth sense, is virtuous, is morally good, that kind of desire need not be renounced because it may bring light to human life, because it may bring light to human life. If our forefathers had renounced the desires of the sixth sense, that is, if our forefathers had renounced the desires of the sixth sense, we would not have got the significant growth that we are enjoying now. If our forefathers had renounced the desires, the entire desires of the sixth sense, we would not have got the scientific growth that we are enjoying now. Respected elders and the learned, in the guise of advocating people how to overcome the desires of the five physical senses, that is, in the guise of advocating people how to overcome, how to win the desires of the five physical senses, evil practitioners in the saffron and white wool are spoiling the innocent masses. That is, in the guise of advocating people, the innocent masses, how to overcome their desires of the five senses, are spoiling, hiding in the saffron, hiding in the saffron and hiding in the saffron and white wood, are spoiling the innocent Moses. It is the utmost duty of the learned and social activists to bring such culprits to the domain of the public, so that we could safeguard the interest of the innocent Moses. If we want to safeguard the interest of the innocent Moses, we should identify the culprits who are hidden in the saffron and white wood, and we should show them to the public, to the innocent moss. It is the main part of the duty of the social activists and teachers to educate the innocent mass that the ups and downs of life of human beings are in their heads, not in the heads of others. It is the utmost duty of teachers and social activists. That is the ups and downs of art is in our hand, not in the hands of others. Church, scientific, such philosophy of life should be taken at the innocent mass. Teach them believe themselves and their honesty. We should teach the innocent mass to believe themselves and their honesty, so that they could understand the real world and construct themselves according to the need of the time. It is the part of the educated, the learned, that we should make the innocent mass to believe themselves and believe their honesty, so that they could understand the real world and construct themselves according to the need of the time. Then only they could construct themselves according to the demand of the a pleasant time. My dear man, renounce your mean desires of the five senses and the dishonest desires of the sixth sense. What? Renounce your mean desires of the five senses and the dishonest desires of the sixth sense. Ruin those who show the dishonest way of life. Ruin those who show the dishonest way of life. Identify the corruptive and dishonest politicians, the dishonest evil corporates, and the immoral, indecent so-called leaders who are spoiling the beautiful society in the name of religion, region, color, and caste. We have to identify such culprits, and we should ruin them who are spoiling the entire society, peaceful society, in the name of religion, region, color, and caste. Dear young people, dear students, unite people en masse, unite people en masse, and ruin the vicious and indecent politicians and get a shining place in the book of history. Dear social activists, dear teachers, and my dear students, unite people en masse and ruin the vicious and indecent politicians and get a shining place in the book of history like Buddha the Great, Jesus the Great, Nabi Nayam the Great, Karl Marx the Great, Abraham Lincoln the Great, Che Guevara the Great, Mahatma Gandhi the Great, Florence Nightingale the Great, and Mother Teresa the Great. Dear social activists, dear teachers, dear elders, dear students, these are the great people who sacrificed their entire life for the welfare of human beings. But what lessons we have learned from them? We are speaking their greatness, but to which extent we are following that? It is particularly, the indecent politicians falling a prey to money and the edges of the body. They are ruining, the politicians are ruining the morality of the society and making innocent masses to suffer to the greatest level. So, respected social activists, respected teachers, respected students, it is my kind request. Do your best. You lead a virtuous and moral life and sacrifice a part of your life. Further, a welfare of the innocent masses. See, according to Lord Buddha, desire is the root cause of miseries. I am quoting his, quotation. Desire is the root cause of miseries, but not all desires, as I have explained earlier. See, my verse, renounce the vicious desire that ruins. Renounce the vicious desire that ruins. Cherish the desire that morally gains. This is my verse. Renounce the vicious desire that ruins. Cherish the desire that morally gains. It's okay? Now see, dear elders, social activists, teachers, and my dearest students, So far, you have heard my words. My ambition is all people should be treated alike. There should be no variation in the standard of human living. There should not be the haves and have-nots. All these, the haves and have-nots, are the diseases created by the economic inequality. The unequal economical status of the haves and the have-nots is highly responsible for the indecent behavior of some of the people in the society. The haves are spoiling the virtuous and the moral people who are trying to lead a moral life. Because of the power, because of the money power and the political power, they are spoiling, ruining the fairness, the goodness, or the beautiful society. Mean people behaving meanly, enjoying themselves, useless enjoyment. They are spoiling, ruining the society. My dear students, it is my kind request. It is you. You are going to be the kings of tomorrow. So it is your main part to lead a virtuous and moral life and gain morality so that you can pave the right way of life to your followers. When you are virtuous and moral, you can lead a beautiful and happy life, and the society in which you are a part also will be a good one. The society also will be a enjoyable one. So, my dear students, again and again, I am requesting you, earn virtues, lead, earn morality, earn virtue, lead a virtuous life, so that we can establish a well placed, a well established human society. Okay, so respected elders, social activists, educationists, dear teachers, and students, so far we have seen the importance of, overcoming the disease of human body. There are five senses. In the next class, we will see five poems, five couplets under the chapter 4. Till then, I wish all of you a very nice and beautiful time, a nice time.